live from the West Coast, deep in enemy territory. It's Matt and JoJo. JoJo, even deeper in enemy territory up by the Somalians.
Oh, and Pritzker.
Say hello, JoJo.
Hello, world.
Have you opened up your daycare clinic yet?
Not yet, but I'm working on it. How about you?
Yes, I've just got to get on Craigslist and scour up some children.
Awesome. Awesome.
I put a couple ads in. You might have seen them. $1,500 a piece.
You know what?
Now I just have to rob a bank somehow to fund this enterprise.
You know,
Or
here though, we
can
don't
somebody give me George Soros's phone number?
we don't even need to have kids though, really.
Well, they don't. Yeah, no,
We just need
no. We'll just put.
we just
We'll
need
do
the
like we'll do the 2020 baseball thing. We'll just put like cardboard up in the windows.
hey, as long as the sign outside reads Leering Center, all kids
Right.
come.
You know, I find that fascinating because Somalis like are the leariest of them all. Like you walk down the street, they're just leering at you. It's incredible.
And now we're
I mean,
them.
I've just a mastery of the English language.
It is.
And in addition to the North American continent. Okay, well, we've lost all our viewers.
Hey, we're coming in hot today. We are coming in today.
How's the weather out there?
Cold, miserable.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a little colder today. We won't talk numbers because you'll get angry.
Oh, please tell me what it's like in California right now.
It might be in the 50s.
50.
High 50s.
I'm
Like 50.
so happy for you.
You'd kill for 58, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd kill for 5 at this point.
Well, you should like ski to the store and back. Get a yoo-hoo. Don't you guys?
There's so many. So many times you can ski to the store and back before you're done.
Do you ski out there when you can you? No.
I mean, when it's slick enough, everybody's skiing one way or another.
Oh, 10-4.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's enough of that.
Yeah, let's get this vibe up. Let's go. All right. About my gray skies.
Oh my God.
I told you I wasn't feeling it today. He made me do
no,
what
this is
everybody.
perfect. No, this is you. You know what? You're the voice of probably thousands, well, millions, but like you're on our show, like 4
Yeah.
watching. But so thanks for being here. So here's my list.
Okay.
The beginning of my list. So I'll just read them off, and then maybe we can, if something catches your interest.
Okay.
So the first one is ships are alive. So these ships, I think, in the air are alive. And they use technology that is alive. That was the next one. And then water is alive and technically active. And I think they can do stuff to the water, too.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, well, okay, let me just keep going and then we'll get back to it. Everything could technically be alive. That was my next thing. And snow is technology.
And what was it?
Snow.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
And snow and the frost at both poles is artificially fabricated.
I tell you what, let's go with that one to start because I've got a little bone to pick with snow. So the last snow.
Well, hold on. Just put a pin in that for half a second. I'll just keep going through these.
Okay.
I've only got like 6 more. Wings on people.
Oh, like actual wings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Compasses are different than what they tell us.
Ooh.
Electro-gravitational-aetheric? I don't know. Compasses are different than what they tell us.
That's a good one. I agree with that.
And certainty. This getting back to what we were talking about in the green room. Certainty solidifies timeline probabilities and desired manifestation.
Ooh.
Certainty solidifies timeline probabilities. So certainty solidifies timeline probabilities and desired manifestation.
That's a good one.
and then two more, and then we'll talk about whatever. Skin suits and masks are alive.
Ooh.
And then the last one, animal magnetism. That's the biggest one of them all. But I should put animal magnetism slash vril
Ooh.
or chi. But anyway, okay, so let's go to snow and the frost at both poles is artificially fabricated. You like,
Okay.
and snow is technology.
Well, considering how much snow we've had this year, first I'll start though. Remember, what was it? I think it was in 2020 when I think it was Tara that asked me to make a video of the snow we got and to see if it would burn.
Mm-hmm.
And
We
remember
did it.
what it did burn.
Oh, it did burn. Oh, it burned, like burn.
Burn, like left black marks on snow. Like, okay, why? Right? And
Well, okay, okay, all right, yeah, sure.
now we just had a snowstorm, probably, I think a month ago now. Anyway, oh, that's gonna go off now. Hold on. Um, okay. It's
Oh, they're coming for you already.
they
Shoot, you're
are.
up.
They're
Oh my God! Don't talk about the artificial snow. You definitely.
Dang it, they found me. Um,
Holy smokes! That
but
was quick.
but during this last snowstorm, the consistency of the snow is nothing like what the people around here have ever noticed it to be.
What, in what form? Ball like
Oh,
or
normally it is like ball like, almost like what you're taught,
okay,
like a bally snowflake.
like styrofoam balls,
This time, when it hit your windshield, it wasn't circle. It was like okay, like if you're like chipping off on an ice sculpture and you're getting little bits of the
like flakes. Yeah, like chips.
sorta, yeah, a little tiny.
Okay,
That's what it looked like. It was the weirdest thing.
with like snow chips coming down.
But then as soon as it would land, it would like evaporate.
No, well, okay, it couldn't have been that cold then. It was probably just at 31 or 30
Well, it was below
or 32 even.
it was below
Oh,
freezing at the time,
and it would still melt off?
and it was still melting off. It,
Well, could that be because the car's warm?
well, I checked windows. Windows were doing the same.
That does seem fast, though. I mean, normally it doesn't do that
Yeah,
unless it's closer to 32, right? It's more slushy.
and it did not feel like the consistency of the snow we're used to either. Like it was, I
Yeah.
hard to explain, but all
So,
over,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, no, I just, oh, go ahead. Sorry, you finished. Go ahead.
Just overall to make your point that yeah, I do think that they are manipulating the snow. That they have a snow program. I'm sure whatever's
What if the giant cloud chips are just up there and they're like doing like, they're like literally like ice seeds.
that'd be cool.
I mean, I have no idea if that's total speculation, but I know they're up there. We know that. We've established that, right?
Yeah,
Me and you, we could agree with that they're up there.
true. Yes.
Whether we could see that or not, like whether they allow us to see it.
Yeah,
Oh, oh, good.
it was just crazy. I've never experienced snow the way it came down that day, and it's just been weird.
Well, I mean, melting's better than it not melting. Remember that other stuff won't even melt. Like when you take a flame to it, it won't melt.
That was insane. Like it literally left a black mark, like I had burnt it,
Mm.
but would not melt.
Well, I have to say those that could be because of the I don't know. I guess it's burning butane. There's still some smoke. Would that have done it? But I mean, but if it's not melting and it's turning black, that's not normal.
That was super strange. Yeah.
Although it is normal now, apparently here in America, the normal snowfall, like beautiful nature snowfall, is when you have huge snowflakes of like magical geometrical shapes, like right.
Yeah.
That's when, and yeah, that's the way nature's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I think because there'd be a good energy or like some sort of frequency and those shapes would form like that. But because they're not forming like that, there's a like a harp frequency or like some sort of dissonant frequency
Yeah.
until you see that. I don't know. It's been like up in Mammoth, I've seen flakes like that, but I wasn't tuned into if like snow was fake or not up there.
Right.
It certainly could have been even at that time. They're certainly doing all kinds. This is like back in the late '90s and early 2000s, but I just wasn't tuned into it. I wasn't looking for it, so I don't remember anything like that. But from my recollection, but I was just wondering about that, and the reason I even brought up the fact that like I think that snow and at the poles is being artificially fabricated, at least at the North Pole, is that there was something where, oh, I don't know, I've lost it now, but it's there's some really weird stuff going on in the North, and and it has to do with like these weird like temporal pockets of time, for lack of a better word. Like people go lost, and I believe that the military knows about it, and they're testing they're testing it like this, like I don't know, it's like the fabric of time, and they're going up in there, and it's something to do with just the way the land is, or I don't know who's put that there, and uh, and it's also seemed like I forget this podcast is going sideways, but I believe that they're they're manipulating it somehow so that it's like incredibly cold up there or whatever. Um, of course, like the globalists will be, globe people will be like, dude, it's weather patterns and that's just the way it is. But why is it so cold at the poles right there? That's the farthest away from the sun. Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, that's good. Maybe you're right. You're probably right. But I was just wanting to inject the interesting supposition that through all our talk from the green room, there's a bunch of weird mystery up there, with the 3 hours of time missing across the international date line, and old maps saying Tierra de Eso, land of Jesus up there. Mare de Eso, there used to be the Strait of Anion, and there was two straits. There was land, and the old maps show land up there, but now it's just all ice. So could this ice age, or no, hang on, was there not an ice age, but actually in recent times something this is like they're hiding something up there, and they're using ice and snow and the cold to stop to hide it.
I can see them. I mean, I could see them doing that. Why wouldn't they do that, to keep us away?
I mean, that's incredible. It just gets my mind to like just really like out there, because what is the Pacific Northern Rim, or what do they call it, the Rim of Fire? It's not even, I mean, it just goes all the way around the Rim of Fire. I've heard stories where people think that like, hey, that these are old machines or dragons, right? We talked about that.
Yeah.
Volcanoes or dragons. It could be both. It could be dragons, and then like people started making machines or like beings around the dragons, and then like maybe then they fired up other machines to create a cold. I mean, we don't know what kind of technology we're dealing with. I mean, technology is so advanced that I think that we're still thinking in like, you know, oh, what kind of tires do they use? And it's like, you
Right.
know, I don't know, like, boxes and stuff. But I think the beings that are out there that like can do stuff like this, and even the humans at this point, the technology is so great that it's just like they could make I don't know, they could make like a dust that's technology. Well, they do make a dust, smart dust. Oh shoot, okay, well, you know, like even greater stuff, like what about like underwater even? I heard a great story where like it's just like in other words, like every single particle is like a piece of technology, and it just all coalesces as one big unit, and like can just shape shift and like just go through water and anti-gravity. And so water doesn't serve, or air for that matter, serve as any kind of barrier or resistance. It can just morph and do whatever it wants. I mean, I'm just a simple carpenter. If I can think of that, surely they're doing it,
Oh, 100%.
don't you think?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just something to think about. All right, what about wings on people?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? You start that one.
Okay, so I just stumbled across this weird thing the other day. Well, I've already like kind of like stumbled across as at least one story from Richard Shaver. It talks about a woman getting wings, a human, and what happened was the scientist was curing her old age by he claimed that old age was caused by radiation, which I kind of feel like that's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And and so in the process, he said he had to do it like in little bits at a time. He couldn't do it all at once, but he was slowly like taking more radiation out of her than was naturally coming in from sunlight or whatever. And so then eventually what happened was she was getting younger, but then she went into like a cocoon state where she literally went into a cocoon. And I was like, oh, this is a weird story. But and that's when he called in this other guy. And so when he came in and they were checking it all out, and then she came out of the cocoon, she had wings.
Wow.
But she was totally young again, but she had wings. And the way that they explained that was that the human body was meant for much more, and that because of old age and radiation, according to the story, uh, that the body would not grow everything that it could grow, because it was like basically like constricting itself so it wouldn't die because it was aging through this radiation. And like the way um when you fast, then the body will start eating cancer,
Mm-hmm.
because it will just get rid of like the things that not useless, but the things that are like it can't have.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So because the body was aging or like in radiation, it wouldn't grow the wings or wouldn't go into the cocoon state where, according to the story, uh, that every human could achieve or was supposed to achieve wings.
Hmm.
When we talked about angels the other day, like getting their wings, I just thought that was weird. I don't know. I just thought it was weird.
Oh.
Just stuck with me. Oh, but I told you all that to tell you this. That I saw some things where they were like super old, like almost like maps, but they were like diagrams of the human body from like who knows when, like the 1500s. And it was like it had autonomy of people with wings, and like the way it attached to their muscles and like into their ribs and stuff. And it just got me thinking. I'm like, I wonder if they kind of knew about it, or if that was common before. So maybe not everybody had wings, but maybe some people did.
I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. We all know that we've been all our actual powers have been hidden from us. That's for sure. So I
God, what would your wings like? Would we have to grow feathers in, wouldn't you?
I
Or is it just like bat wings? I don't know if I'd want bat wings.
but
That would
I'd
be
use my wings right now to go to a warmer climate. That's for sure.
no. Well, don't Icarus out and fly too close to the sun.
We'd be doing our podcasting in your garage today where it's a little warmer.
Oh, it's not much, but there's no snow, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see. Skin suits and masks are alive.
What do you mean by that? Like,
So I stumbled across some stories where it was like military, and like the military. Oh, okay. Yeah, two stories I'll tell you. Okay, so one was a military guy, and a reptilian handed him a mask, and the inside of the mask was it was like a latex mask, sort of. Maybe let's call it silicone, I guess. or something like that. And on the inside of it, it still had the shape that, because he had just taken it off his head, the
Mhm.
reptile, and it still had the scale imprint like on the inside of the mask from his face,
Mhm.
but the outside was totally human. But it actually like the way he described it, he goes, it was like alive. Like once he would put it on, it would react and be alive. And then you have the movie Mask.
Well, I was just gonna say, you always know me and how I like to correlate. They
Right, right. So go ahead. I knew you were
oh,
going to say this. So
the
yeah, go
movie
ahead.
Mask.
Tell me what you remember.
Well, he puts it on, and exactly that. He changes and
And it's a different personality too, right?
personality, a different everything. Yes. I
Right.
so yeah,
So I mean, so it's not far-fetched to say that like they could be designing masks like that, and the mask is alive, and it could be totally um, connected to the person that it's trying to portray, and not anything to do with the humanoid that's wearing it.
yeah. Like they have the
You know, I never even thought of that. I'm like literally thinking of that right now on our podcast.
and they would have the ability then to use that mask placed on somebody, maybe able to take over their consciousness or able to take over their brain or
Or just plug it into AI, and then that could just do the deep fake,
yeah,
you know, like
right.
basically gather every single image of that person that they're trying to recreate that's ever happened, and then make like some sort of morph design of that, like in real time,
That's crazy.
right? You know, I mean, like, dude, like we're just simple, you know, people here. I mean, if we can think of that, like, it's it's not even far fetched to think that somebody is on that like wing of the technology arm.
For sure.
You know, so it's some like, you know, at least working on stuff like that, or even if considering it, you know, there's money, if there's money in the science, and then that's where the science will lead.
Hmm.
If it's for the greater humanity, then nobody's putting any money into that,
Right.
fortunately. But the other story I was going to tell you about the mask is alive, or skin suits, was oh
Oh my
shoot,
God.
now,
Real
oh,
quick,
go ahead, go ahead,
you know,
go ahead, because I actually forgot mine.
you know,
Or do you got to go?
well, another movie that does this
Mm.
mask thing, and I've used this movie a lot with the children and the sacrificing is Beastmaster.
You know, I don't know if I've seen that. I
Oh,
think a long time ago.
you've got to see it because, like I said, for one, he uses the sight of the hawk to like, so he's able to um, take an animal and use its power, and his sight goes to the hawk, and then the hawk flies around and shows him everything. He
Right.
he used
That's an old Indian trick.
oh my gosh, you have to watch this movie. So in the movie, they use these
You know what? I remember that actually. That's funny.
so
Okay.
they used what well in the movie how they depicted it was they had this blue stuff that these witches were concocting,
Uh,
and then
okay.
they put the mask on the guy, and then they put this blue stuff into the guy's ear, and as soon as it would seep into the ear, he would become a madman with the mask on and do their bidding for them.
Huh. Yeah. Technology.
Yeah.
It's technology, but in the form of like harvest. Oh, God, what's I mean, people will call it
No, like
witchcraft and magic, but it's technology. It really is.
or like what we've the vril, where they get the
The
black.
Vril, right, right, exactly, and then also inviting beings in too,
Yeah. See,
like that can do other things, and also manifest through into things.
and in
Because the
Beastmaster, I think that's what the blue stuff was, is they were depicting the vril. They can't show us exactly what they're doing, but
oh,
look at this
well,
blue stuff we're placing in his ear. Okay, well,
it's interesting. It's blue too. Yeah, right. You're right. You're right. That's interesting.
so unbelievable that you're like, oh yeah, like that could be ever true. But no, it is. It is true.
Well, yeah, and one of the few things that like transcends all cultures all over the earth, all through time, just like the flood story, is masks, and like changing once you put the mask on.
Yeah.
right? And like even like I would say like you can manifest a being just through the mask. It could just be a wooden mask, even for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an idol in a way, I guess. It's a
Yep.
portal.
Yep.
It's a port key if you're a Harry Potter fan. And then there's guys in Japan that can change their mask like super fast. You ever seen that? That's kind of scary.
Like
Like there's a whole thing. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
like shape shifting.
The mask will change colors. They what they do is they like as fast as you can flash your hand across your face, the mask will change.
Oh.
It'll be like red, blue, silver, gray, black, like as fast as you can change your hand. And the claim is it's not a physical thing. They're literally doing like spiritual magic because there's a whole rabbit hole about how magicians have magicians always have a familiar spirit around them
Mm-hmm.
or a special friend. You can go look that up on YouTube. I'll bet there's all kinds of videos, and and they all admit it or claim it. And so we want you got to wonder like some of this magic, like and the face Japanese face changing trick is really or Japanese mask changing trick is just incredible to witness. It's I don't know,
Hmm.
kind of terrifying. But I do remember what the last thing I was going to say was about the skin suits being alive,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, so the story goes. Remember that link I sent you to what was it, Ashley Incorporated?
Yeah.
So what she is she will just read stories from people that have just sent her stories. So she just got a website. This is smart. She's a smart girl. She's just started doing this. She's like, just send me your stories. I don't care how crazy you are. I want to hear them. I want to read them.
Hmm.
And she's a good narrator, so she reads them. And and so I've gotten a lot of good information, right? I'm like, oh, this is really excellent. So I've just been burying my head in that. But so what she says was the gal, I think she's probably our age now, right? This other person that wrote into her, I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about. And it so she wrote in a long time ago, maybe 30 years ago, say. 30 years ago, she runs into this guy and they're at a truck stop. Okay, I just remember. I'm trying to remember it. And anyway, so she's talking to the guy because there's really no one else around. But the guy was weird. But he wasn't like bad weird. He was just weird. Like didn't really like awkward talking and stuff like that. And then when she got closer to him, she realized that like he was skinny, but he had a lot of like skin, like like he had just lost a lot of weight.
Uh-huh.
If you can imagine that. And and anyway, so she talked to him, and he ends up telling her that like he's not from here, Earth, and that like they come in and just check out stuff. They're like watchers or something, and she's like, okay, but he's cool, right? And they're just like chatting it up, and he goes, well, I gotta go, but because if I ever meet you again, I'll tell you something because you won't recognize me, but I'll tell you something that like only you would know. And so he was like, just tell me a line from like your tell me a line that only like that only you would know or something like that, or that your favorite line that and then I'll repeat it back to you someday if I ever meet you again. And it was something really obscure and or yeah, I'm not gonna. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So anyway, they part, and 15 years later, like she's like in a different part of the world, like doing. I want to say it was like in New York or something. She was like in a professional meeting or whatever, and she ends up seeing this guy, and she's it's him, but like he totally looks different, and the skin's all different and everything. And he tells her the line, and she's like, "It's you." So they go out to dinner and they have like they talk and like you have to listen to the story what they talked about, and then like he goes, so it wasn't like they it was just really random meetings, and she ends up meeting him again like one or two more times in her life, and each time he looks different.
Hmm.
So, so my thought is that they're growing, like, and it's a consciousness. So they have like the technology to just grow an entire like suit or body, or a body as a suit,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't know. That was a long story. I'm sorry. I'm just destroying this podcast.
And whatever. No, that's awesome though. That's crazy.
I just love all this weird conspiracy stuff. I mean, why not?
Why not? It's better than living in the normie world where you're taking
Oh yeah,
pictures and posting it on Facebook of what you had for dinner.
sports ball and pizza.
Yeah. Oh shoot.
Okay,
No,
let's talk about okay, like two more minutes and then we'll cut it. Where are we at for time?
we are at 32.
Okay, that's probably perfect. Okay, compasses are different than what they tell us.
I believe.
What is it? What is it?
Well, there's got to be something to true north, I've always felt.
How is it that a compass can be around a phone or any other magnet, but it will always, well, once the magnet's out of range, it'll pull north.
Right.
W- What kind of,
And what is
I,
true north really considered?
and it seems to be moving.
Right. Yeah, I think we've been duped on those.
Could it be like etheric, where there's a steady etheric flow going to the north, where it's like again, I'm telling you, like Jesus is up there, and he's just like, here I am, guys.
And that's what I'm saying. I guess that's my point when I say true north. Maybe we've never been told what true north meant, which meant upwards towards Jesus.
Which is crazy because I think that's what Mount Zion, is
Mm,
that what I'm to believe?
mm-hmm.
Or the Rupus Negra, which is okay, so yeah, the Rupus Negra, like a magnetic mountain of true north, and it was a tree or like a beam, but like a tree, the tree of life, and it was connected to the higher heavenly realms, and then something happened and it all like, as an electrician here, I'm saying this, and somehow it like, what do they call it, short circuited, and that's what made it Rupus Negra, why it's so black, because it got short circuited, and it also collapsed in on itself and then created this incredible magnet, and Jesus is there now. uh he like rescinded back into there, and he's like fixing that whole land or something like that, or he,
Or ha-
something like that,
or has, yeah.
or has, or yeah. Yeah, because there's also like there's New Jerusalem in the sky. I swear I believe in that. Like a huge cloud ship, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like almost like a giant civilization in the sky. I mean, stars seen it.
Which I mean, basically, that's what the Bible states. I know we talk about skies and ships, and people are like, "Oh, whatever, you're a conspiracy theorist." But honestly,
Yeah,
all we have between, I feel like, us and heaven is the what's the word? I can't think of it. The
sky.
but what God created it,
Oh, the firmament.
the firmament. Thank you.
Hmm. Yeah, I wonder how the water comes in though.
Well, I don't think it does. I think that's got why God made it so that he did. I mean, it says in the Bible he separated the waters with,
Yeah, what? Okay, so if there's firmament, what's above the firmament? Waters. It says that's what it says, right?
and I think we're like in a circleized. We are in the center. We've got the ice wall around us, and then all along us and above us is water. And God parted those waters for us.
Well, what's interesting is my mom used to always talk about there was a canopy of water around the earth, a canopy of water. There's something in the Bible that talks about that. And then she used to say that when Noah's I didn't know it's flood or whatever, that canopy of water was allowed to just fall. Uh,
Yes.
that's interesting. If you think of it in more of a firmament dome sort of,
I
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't want to think that we're at the bottom of an ocean. That's what I don't want to think.
exactly.
That scares me.
Imagine us literally in the middle of an ocean right now, and we are covered, and the only thing keeping us in our little bubble is God.
Well, you know what we should do then? You know what somebody should be doing then? Is somebody should be like picking out one particular star and like recording it like over and over and over and see if they can get like a repeating pattern on or if there's at like at sometimes does it go calm and or is there always like a certain level of agitation? That's what I want to know.
Any star I've ever been able to catch with my human eye, I've never used a telescope, unfortunately,
Sure.
always seen them. Any star I've ever been able to truly focus,
Flickering.
it looks like it's underwater. It's twinkling. It's
It's twinkling, yeah.
which
So there's always a constant level of agitation. Okay, so that makes me wonder because wouldn't there be times when water would be still, or would the ocean always be moving?
well, here's the thing too. This is again the ice wall and stuff like that, because here's the thing. That's why I feel like there is something around us, because if you think about it, you're right. Water shouldn't be moving. If there's no exit, then the water's just going to continuously flow. So something is stopping the water to build those waves for it to rush back at us. You know what I mean?
Well, the other thing is, why is there ice at even okay, so even if we're under a dome, okay, so the rainbow conundrum is a crazy thing because like here we are closer to the North Pole, right? Here we are, me, you, we're up here in America. Rainbows are pretty tall,
Mm-hmm.
right? I've seen a few of them last few weeks because it rained. I've got photos, and they're pretty tall here. But I didn't know this. But if you go to Australia, rainbows are flatter, way flatter.
Hmm.
And if you go to Antarctica, they're like almost like horizontal.
Well, and I think rainbows prove that we are under a dome or
A dome, right? And that dome would be closer. Wouldn't you be closer to that dome? So as you get closer to the edge of it, the rainbow isn't as tall.
right.
It's not at the highest point. I mean, that is like really weird. But what I was going to point out though is like, why is there ice? Okay, so let's just say there is a dome, and let's just say there is an ice wall, and the dome goes all the way around our known lands. Let's say circle, like a giant contact lens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so why is it so cold at the edges? That's what I want to know.
True.
What is on the other side that's making it? Why or is it an effect of the dome because it's like sky ice? It's pure oxygen. Is that what it is? Or
Did you ever watch the series oh gosh, why is my brain stopping to work? Game of Thrones?
no, I haven't.
Okay, and they always, all throughout there, they're talking about getting to the ice wall, getting over the ice wall, being careful when you get over the ice wall because of the beings on the other side of the ice wall.
Yeah, that's wild. I remember you saying that. Actually, I actually know about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that they would. That's wild that they would put that into a mainstream. Some people could argue, oh, like that. There's so many people talking about the ice wall. Why not put that in there and make it interesting? It can't. I don't know. There's a much higher probability that they're putting that in there because they're leaking out this information
Mm-hmm. And then
because they want to, and
and
yeah,
beings that come after them in Game of Thrones is nothing humanistic whatsoever. I mean,
yeah.
it's cryptid.
And so one of the things that I had listed here on my notes was technology is life. So they are 100% working towards technology that is alive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just living technology. And then, I mean, there's really not much difference between that and what we are, like what God created. We're here. we say God created us, but like, what do we really know about all that?
Well, and I think we're, as a whole, I think we've been lazy on trying to figure out our powers, but I also feel like we've been morphed into this low level vibrating so that we never will understand our powers. They don't want us to know how powerful we are. If we knew, their game would be over in seconds.
You know what? Oh, I'm so glad you said all that. I'm glad we caught that on camera or whatever on audio. That's brilliant because if you even think about not having any kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Any kind of holdbacks or drawbacks.
Mhm.
The soul doesn't have that.
Right.
We're drops of God, right? We're drops of this source. We're drops of this consciousness, right? That is everything. You can't have anything without this consciousness.
Right.
And what they're trying to do, so that's how powerful we are. Before I launch onto this next thing, we probably got to go, but yeah, I mean, like it's coming full circle because the other day, like I was just thinking about my scapulars, like are all messed up from playing golf, and I was like, think about big wings being on there, and like my body started like straightening itself up.
Yeah.
You can just imagine anything, and like we can morph into it. Imagine health and imagine wealth and positive energy. I
100%.
know we're like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Well, and I think a lot of people, including us, get stuck in the mundane things of life that we kind of put off to the side and we don't deal with, and that just makes us lower and lower and lower. I think the way that humanity moves forward is that all of us have to live more authentically and truthfully, and we have to get to know who our authentic selves are inside and what our hopes and dreams are, because we rely so much on building everybody else up, we forget about ourselves, which in turn puts us in such a low vibration. We're missing out
Right.
what God created us to be.
Well, the other thing is too is like understanding that time isn't what they tell us,
At all.
and we can totally change it. So like as me and you and all our friends and family and stuff start changing to just expecting a really more positive outcome in any dumb little thing every single day, and choosing to be like, well, the future hasn't happened yet. In the next 5 minutes, trying to figure out if you're going to get a house or if you're going to be able to get like your favorite cup of coffee, or if you got to go to court or whatever it is. But if you keep expecting like these positive outcomes and like really like it starts changing the world because you'll change your own paradigm for your own little universe,
100.
which will help change somebody else's, and it's like a bubble effect, right?
And that's, I think, exactly what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, and I think we forget about that too. And they're trying to do all this nonsense so that we will forget about that and be like, God dang it, it's all going so bad. But really, if we just go, oh, it is all going so bad, but not my world. I don't mean to sound callous, but you almost have to be like that. Just be like, well, I can look in on how bad your world is right now, but but I'm just looking in, and I'm over here expecting just the highest outcome for everything and everybody,
And
and
oh, you
and then it happens,
exactly.
and then that other stuff fades away.
Exactly. And I know you don't like me talking. I know where we stand on the Q thing right now.
No,
But
I'm
Q
just messing with you.
Q's always said that. He's like, you guys manifest it as a whole. That's how things
Yeah,
begin. Because
yeah, and
when you manifest your positive reality, you exactly are right. It's going to carry over to the next person and then the next person and the next person and the next. So if you're constantly low vibing and you come into contact with those same people, now you're sending out that low vibration into the world. If you come at those people high vibing, now you're sending that high vibe into it's so true.
Yeah, we become the frequencies.
We are the frequency.
We're the buildings.
We are.
That we're the buildings now that used to send out all the frequencies to help all the people feel good, but we got to do it now.
Yes. Ooh,
Yeah,
this was good.
yeah.
I like this.
Well, the last thing I was on the thing was animal magnetism, which is chi, which is vril, but I think that energy can be broken down into it does different things. But just quickly, I was just going to add that our bodies are batteries,
Mm-hmm.
and we're connected to ground, and we have two poles on us, our head
Mm-hmm.
uh chakra and our feet chakras and stuff, and if we look at it like that and like get real positive, like the stuff we were just talking about, like I think that like we start emanating out into the world. Don't think it's just woo woo shit. I forget about this because sometimes I'm like, I can't handle this woo woo shit, Joe.
Right.
I'm like, I'm a guy, I don't want to think about this, but it is a powerful thing. It's like a warrior thing.
It.
I'm
Yes.
brimming with like it's happening right now. I'm like,
I am
it's
too.
giving me chills.
Yep. Yep.
That's crazy.
Woo woo. Ha.
Yeah. Well, we should end it there then. Should
Let's.
we not?
That's perfect. Yep. I think
All right.
God's perfect timing just happened there, so let's go with it.
Okay. Well, let's cut it off, and I'll just say goodbye to you in the green room.
Okay.
But okay. For our 12 listeners, thanks for showing up,
Thanks for coming. See you guys next time.
and welcome to 2026.
Oh, yes. Happy New Year.
All right. Cut it off.